True power lies within each of us, often hidden beneath layers of doubt, fear, and the noise of the outside world. It's not something that can be handed to you, bought or borrowed. It's not defined by titles, wealth, or social status. Instead, it's rooted in the quiet strength that resides deep inside your mind, heart, and spirit. This power isn't loud or boastful. It doesn't always make headlines or demand attention. It's subtle, resilient, and unshakable when you truly recognize it. It's the force that drives you to stand back up after life knocks you down, the courage to speak your truth even when your voice trembles, and the determination to keep moving forward despite obstacles in your path. True power is the ability to believe in yourself when no one else does, to trust your instincts when the world tries to convince you otherwise, and to know your worth even when circumstances make you feel small. It doesn't come from external achievements, though success can certainly reflect the inner strength you've harnessed. Rather, it grows from within, fueled by self-awareness, confidence, and the understanding that you are enough as you are. When you begin to realize that true power isn't about controlling others but mastering yourself, everything changes. You stop seeking approval from people who don't see your value because you've already validated yourself. You stop comparing your journey to someone else's because you understand that your path is unique and incomparable. Power isn't in being perfect or fearless. It's in embracing your imperfections, facing your fears, and showing up anyway. It's in the quiet decisions you make daily, the choice to be kind even when you're hurting, the decision to forgive when holding a grudge would be easier, the strength to set boundaries that protect your peace even if it disappoints others. Power is found in the small, seemingly insignificant moments that shape your character far more than any grand achievement ever could. Often people mistake power for dominance or control, thinking that it's about being the loudest voice in the room or having authority over others. But that's not real power. That's insecurity disguised as strength. Real power doesn't need to prove itself. It doesn't need to shout because it speaks through actions, integrity, and authenticity. It's the quiet confidence that allows you to stand tall, not because you're better than anyone else, but because you're grounded in who you are. It's the humility to admit when you're wrong, the courage to ask for help when you need it, and the wisdom to listen more than you speak. True power is rooted in vulnerability because it takes immense strength to be open, honest, and real in a world that often encourages masks and facades. The beauty of true power is that it's always within your reach, no matter your circumstances. You don't need perfect conditions to access it. In fact, it often reveals itself most clearly in the midst of struggle. Think about the times when you faced something you thought you couldn't handle, yet here you are, having survived, learned, and grown. That wasn't luck. That was your power. It was the resilience woven into your spirit, the hope that refused to be extinguished, the grit that kept you moving forward one small step at a time. It's easy to feel powerful when life is smooth, but true power shines brightest when the road is rough, when the odds are against you, and when you find strength you didn't even know you had. Understanding that power comes from within also means recognizing that no one can take it from you unless you give them that permission. People can hurt you, disappoint you, and challenge you, but your inner strength remains yours. It's not dependent on how others treat you or what life throws your way. It's in your response, your mindset, and your choice to rise again and again. This doesn't mean you'll never feel broken, lost, or afraid. It means that even in those moments, a part of you, the most powerful part, remains whole and unshaken. It's the part that whispers, "You've got this," when everything feels like it's falling apart. It's the quiet reminder that you faced hard things before and you will face them again. but you'll always find a way through. When you stop looking outside yourself for validation, answers, or rescue, you begin to tap into the limitless power that has been within you all along. You realize that you are your own source of strength, your own hero, and your own guide. This doesn't mean you don't need others. We all need connection, support, and love. But it means that your sense of worth isn't tied to anyone else's opinion of you. You carry it with you, anchored deep inside, unmovable and eternal. You realize that the only permission you've ever needed to live boldly, to dream fearlessly, and to be unapologetically yourself is your own. That true power, that's something that's given to you, but something that has always been there, waiting for you to see it. Influence through everyday actions is one of the most powerful forces we often overlook because we tend to associate influence with grand gestures, public recognition, or positions of authority. However, true influence doesn't require a stage, a microphone, or a large audience. It unfolds quietly in the ordinary moments of daily life, through the small choices we make, the words we speak, and the way we treat others. Every single person you encounter carries their own struggles, hopes, and fears, and sometimes the simplest act of kindness can create a ripple effect far greater than you can imagine. A genuine smile, a word of encouragement, or a listening ear can shift someone's entire day, perhaps even their life, without you ever realizing it, because influence isn't always immediate or visible, but it lingers in ways that matter most. Think about how a teacher's belief in a student's potential can ignite a passion for learning that lasts a lifetime, or how a stranger's random act of kindness can restore someone's faith in humanity on a day they were ready to give up. These are not earth-shattering events, yet they carry a weight that shapes hearts, minds, and perspectives. Influence comes from consistency, from showing up with integrity even when no one is watching, from choosing to be honest when lying would be easier, from offering support without expecting anything in return. It's embedded in how you react to challenges, how you treat people who can do nothing for you, and how you speak about others when they're not around. These choices, seemingly small, create a legacy that outlasts moments and touches lives in ways you may never fully know. What makes everyday influence so powerful is that it's accessible to everyone. You don't need to be rich, famous, or in a leadership position to make a difference, because influence is less about status and more about character. A child can influence an adult with their pure honesty just as much as a leader can inspire a team with their vision. The key is recognizing that your actions, no matter how small, matter. The way you handle frustration in a tough situation might inspire someone to choose patience over anger. The courage you show when facing your fears might give someone else the strength to confront their own. The kindness you offer to someone who feels invisible might remind them that they are seen and valued. We often underestimate this power because we're conditioned to think that influence requires an audience. But the reality is that the most lasting impact often happens quietly, in one-on-one interactions, in the fleeting moments that pass without fanfare. You don't need to save the world to change it. Sometimes, changing one person's day is the ripple effect of that small act can extend far beyond what you can see, because that person might carry your kindness forward to someone else, creating an unbroken chain of positive influence that started with you. Moreover, influence isn't just about how you affect others. It's also about how you shape your own life through your actions and habits. The daily choices you make influence your mindset, your growth, and your future. Choosing gratitude over complaint, effort over apathy, and compassion over judgment doesn't just impact the people around you. It transforms you from the inside out. Each positive action reinforces a sense of purpose and integrity, creating a cycle of growth that builds upon itself over time. This self-influence is the foundation for influencing others authentically, because when your actions align with your values, people naturally feel inspired by your example. Another powerful aspect of everyday influence is that it transcends barriers like age, background, and culture. A kind gesture speaks a universal language. A story shared from the heart resonates across generations. A moment of genuine connection bridges gaps that words sometimes cannot. Influence thrives in authenticity because people are drawn to what feels real and sincere. You don't have to be perfect to inspire others. In fact, your imperfections often make you more relatable. Sharing your struggles and how you've overcome them can be far more impactful than pretending to have it all together, because it shows others that they're not alone in their challenges. Sometimes we hesitate to believe in our influence because we can't always see the results. We may never know how our words encourage someone to keep going, how our kindness softened a hardened heart, or how our resilience inspired someone to rise after a fall. But just because we don't see the outcome doesn't mean it didn't happen. Influence is like planting seeds. You may not witness the growth immediately, but that doesn't mean the roots aren't taking hold beneath the surface. Your job isn't to control the outcome. It's simply to plant the seeds through your actions, trusting that they will grow in ways you may never fully understand. The truth is, we are all influencing someone, whether we realize it or not. The question is, what kind of influence do you want to have? Do you want to be someone who spreads positivity, hope, and kindness? Or someone whose actions create negativity and division? Every day is an opportunity to choose the kind of impact you want to leave behind. It's not about being perfect, it's about being intentional, understanding that your life is a message to the world, even in the smallest, most seemingly insignificant ways. That's the power of influence through everyday actions. It's always present, always active, and always within your control. Resilience is proof of strength because it reflects the ability to face adversity, overcome challenges, and continue moving forward despite setbacks. It's not about avoiding difficulties or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. Instead, it's about acknowledging pain, fear, and disappointment while choosing not to be defined or defeated by them. Resilience doesn't mean you won't feel broken at times or that life won't knock you down, but it's the decision to stand back up, to heal, to grow, and to keep going even when the road ahead feels uncertain. It's easy to feel strong when everything is going well, but true strength is revealed in the moments when life tests you, when circumstances push you to your limits, and when giving up seems like the easiest option. The beauty of resilience is that it doesn't require perfection or the absence of struggle. In fact, resilience often grows out of struggle because every challenge you face adds to the foundation of your inner strength. Think about the times you thought you couldn't handle something, a loss, a failure, a disappointment, yet here you are, having survived and learned from those experiences. That's resilience in action. It's not just about surviving difficult times. It's about how those experiences shape you, teach you, and help you discover parts of yourself you didn't even know existed. Every scar, whether physical or emotional, tells a story of resilience, a testament to the battles you fought and the courage it took to keep going. Resilience isn't a trait that some people are born with and others aren't. It's a skill that can be developed over time. It's built through facing challenges head on, learning from failures, and adapting to change. Life will inevitably throw obstacles in your path: loss, rejection, disappointment. But each of these experiences offers an opportunity to strengthen your resilience. It's in the process of navigating these difficult moments that you develop coping strategies, emotional endurance, and the ability to find meaning even in hardship. The more you face, the more you grow, because resilience isn't about avoiding struggle. It's about what you do when struggle finds you. Another important aspect of resilience is the mindset you carry during tough times. It's not about toxic positivity or pretending to be happy when you're not. Rather, it's about maintaining hope even when things seem hopeless. Hope doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means believing that better days are possible, that setbacks are temporary, and that you have the power to influence your future even when circumstances are beyond your control. This mindset allows you to approach challenges with a sense of purpose, to see failures as lessons rather than defeats, and to keep moving forward one small step at a time, even when the finish line feels far away. Resilience also thrives on the ability to adapt, because life rarely goes according to plan, and the ability to pivot, adjust, and find new paths is a key part of staying strong. It's about flexibility, both mentally and emotionally, understanding that while you can't always control what happens to you, you can control how you respond. This adaptability doesn't mean you're unaffected by hardships. It means you're able to process them, learn from them, and find new ways to grow despite them. It's the quiet strength that allows you to rebuild after failure, to start over after loss, and to find purpose even when plans fall apart. What's often misunderstood about resilience is that it doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. In fact, seeking support, asking for help, and leaning on others during difficult times are signs of resilience, not weakness. It takes courage to be vulnerable, to admit when you're struggling, and to accept that you need help. Resilient people understand that strength isn't about isolation. It's about connection, about surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, remind you of your worth, and help you find your way when you feel lost. Community, friendship, and support systems are all part of resilience because they remind you that even when you feel alone, you're not truly alone. Resilience is also deeply tied to self-compassion, because being strong doesn't mean being hard on yourself when things go wrong. It means allowing yourself to feel, to grieve, to rest, and to heal without judgment. It's recognizing that setbacks don't make you a failure and that struggling doesn't make you weak. In fact, acknowledging your struggles with kindness and understanding often gives you the clarity and strength needed to move forward. Self-compassion allows you to treat yourself with the same care and empathy you'd offer a friend, creating a foundation of emotional support from within that helps you recover and grow. Ultimately, resilience is not about avoiding life's storms. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. It's the quiet determination that keeps you moving when everything inside you wants to stop. The belief in your own strength, even when you feel fragile, and the ability to find light even in the darkest moments. Every time you choose to get back up, to try again, to face another day, you are proving just how strong you truly are. Because resilience isn't found in the absence of struggle. It's found in the courage to keep going despite it. Belief in yourself is crucial because it forms the foundation for everything you do, shaping the way you view challenges, opportunities, and even your own potential. Without self-belief, even the greatest talents can go unnoticed. Dreams can remain unfulfilled, and goals can feel out of reach because doubt acts like a barrier, convincing you that you're not capable, even when you are. On the other hand, when you truly believe in yourself, you unlock a level of confidence and determination that allows you to face setbacks without giving up, to pursue your passions with purpose, and to push beyond limits that once seemed impossible. Because self-belief isn't about arrogance or thinking you're better than others. It's about recognizing your own value, trusting your abilities, and knowing deep down that you are capable of growth, success, and overcoming obstacles. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you'll never feel fear or uncertainty, because those feelings are part of being human. But self-belief gives you the strength to act despite those fears, because it reminds you that failure isn't the end, it's just part of the process. Every successful person you admire has faced rejection, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But what set them apart was their ability to keep going, fueled by the belief that they were capable of more. This belief acts like an inner compass, guiding you through tough decisions, helping you stay focused when things get hard, and reminding you why you started in the first place. Because when you trust yourself, you don't need constant validation from others to feel worthy. Often people wait for external approval to feel confident, relying on compliments, achievements, or the opinions of others to determine their self-worth. But this kind of confidence is fragile, because it's based on things you can't control. True self-belief comes from within, built through experiences where you've faced challenges and discovered your own resilience. Because it's in those moments when you wanted to quit but didn't, when you doubted yourself but kept trying anyway, that your belief in yourself grows stronger. It's not about always feeling confident or having all the answers. It's about trusting that you can figure things out as you go, because you've done it before and you'll do it again. One of the biggest obstacles to self-belief is the fear of failure, because society often treats failure as something to be ashamed of. But in reality, failure is just feedback. It's a sign that you're trying, learning, and growing, because no one achieves greatness without experiencing setbacks along the way. The key is to shift your perspective, to see failure not as proof that you're not good enough, but as a necessary part of progress. Because every time you fail, you gain valuable lessons that help you improve. Belief in yourself doesn't mean you expect perfection. It means you're willing to show up, take risks, and give your best, knowing that mistakes are part of the journey. Self-belief also affects the goals you set and the risks you're willing to take, because when you believe in yourself, you're more likely to aim higher, to dream bigger, and to pursue opportunities that others might shy away from, because doubt limits your vision, but belief expands it, allowing you to see possibilities where others see obstacles. This mindset doesn't guarantee success in every situation, but it increases your chances because you're more persistent, more resilient, and more creative when faced with challenges. Even when things don't go as planned, your belief in yourself helps you bounce back, adjust your strategy, and keep moving forward, because it's not the setbacks that define you, it's how you respond to them. Building self-belief isn't always easy, especially if you've been surrounded by negativity or criticism. But it's something you can strengthen over time, because it starts with small actions, keeping promises to yourself, celebrating your progress, and challenging negative self-talk. The way you speak to yourself matters, because your inner dialogue shapes your confidence. So instead of focusing on your flaws or failures, remind yourself of your strengths, your past successes, and the challenges you've already overcome. Because self-belief isn't about pretending to be perfect. It's about acknowledging both your strengths and your growth areas with honesty and self-compassion. Surrounding yourself with supportive people also plays a role in reinforcing your self-belief. Because while belief starts within, having people who encourage and uplift you can remind you of your worth when you forget, because they reflect back the potential you might not always see in yourself. However, even without external support, your belief in yourself can be the anchor that keeps you grounded, because you are the one person who will be with you through every challenge, every victory, and every failure. And learning to be your own biggest supporter is one of the most powerful things you can do. Ultimately, belief in yourself is the starting point for every dream you want to achieve and every challenge you want to overcome. because it fuels your motivation, shapes your mindset, and influences the actions you take every day. It's not about waiting until you feel ready or confident. It's about choosing to trust yourself even when you're scared, to take that first step even when you're uncertain, and to keep going even when progress feels slow. Because deep down, you know that you are capable, worthy, and strong enough to handle whatever comes your way. Use your power positively, because the influence you carry, whether you realize it or not, can shape the lives of those around you in profound ways. Power isn't just about having authority, status, or control over others. It's about the impact you make through your words, actions, and decisions. Every person holds a unique kind of power. The power to inspire, to uplift, to support, and to create change. Because even the smallest actions can leave lasting impression. The way you treat people, the choices you make when no one is watching, and the energy you bring into the world are all reflections of how you use your power. You may not always feel powerful, but your presence matters, because the kindness you show, the respect you give, and the compassion you offer have the potential to ripple far beyond what you can see. Power can be used in countless ways, but when it's rooted in positivity, it becomes a force for good that not only transforms the lives of others, but also enriches your own life. Choosing to use your power positively means being intentional about how you show up in the world, because it's easy to overlook the influence you have, especially in everyday situations. But small acts of kindness and integrity often carry more weight than grand gestures. A simple word of encouragement can give someone the confidence they need to pursue their dreams. A genuine act of empathy can help someone feel seen and valued during a difficult time. And standing up for what's right can inspire others to do the same, because power isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about using your voice in a way that makes a difference. Using your power positively also means recognizing the responsibility that comes with it. Because influence isn't just about what you say or do, it's about how your actions affect others. When you lead with kindness, integrity, and respect, you create an environment where others feel safe, supported, and motivated to be their best selves. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect or that you'll never make mistakes, but it does mean being mindful of how your words and actions can impact the people around you, because even unintentional negativity can leave lasting effects, while intentional positivity can build connections, foster trust, and inspire growth. One of the most powerful ways to use your influence is to uplift others, because when you help someone else shine, it doesn't dim your own light. It makes the world brighter for everyone. Celebrating others' successes, offering support without expecting anything in return, and believing in people even when they doubt themselves are all ways to use your power for good, because lifting others up doesn't diminish your strength. It amplifies it, because true power is not about control. It's about contribution. The people who make the biggest impact aren't always the ones in positions of authority. Often, they're the ones who quietly support, encourage, and inspire those around them. Using your power positively also means standing up for what's right, even when it's difficult, because it's easy to stay silent when faced with injustice, or to turn a blind eye when something feels uncomfortable. But real strength comes from having the courage to speak out, to advocate for others, and to challenge systems or behaviors that cause harm, because your voice matters. And using it to promote fairness, kindness, and understanding can create change, even in small ways. It's not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about being willing to take a stand when it counts, to be a source of light in the face of darkness, and to choose integrity over convenience. Another important aspect of using your power positively is self-awareness. Because understanding your own strengths, emotions, and motivations helps you make choices that align with your values. When you're aware of how your actions affect others, you can be more intentional about creating positive outcomes, because power without self-awareness can easily become harmful, even unintentionally. But when you approach life with mindfulness and empathy, you're better equipped to lead with kindness, to listen deeply, and to respond thoughtfully, because using your power wisely isn't just about what you do, it's about how you do it. Your power also lies in your ability to influence yourself, because the way you talk to yourself, the beliefs you hold, and the choices you make shape your own life just as much as they shape the lives of others. Using your power positively means practicing self-compassion, setting healthy boundaries, and making decisions that support your well-being, because when you take care of yourself, you're better equipped to support others. It's not selfish to prioritize your mental and emotional health. It's an essential part of being able to show up fully and authentically in the world, because the more you nurture your own growth, the more you have to give to others. Ultimately, using your power positively is about understanding that every action, no matter how small, has the potential to create a ripple effect, because you never know how a kind word might shift someone's perspective, how a moment of patience might ease someone's burden, or how your courage might inspire someone else to find their own. You don't need to have a large platform or a high-profile role to make an impact, because the most meaningful influence often happens in quiet, everyday moments. It's in the way you treat the people you meet, the choices you make when no one is watching, and the legacy you create through your actions. Choosing to use your power positively isn't always the easiest path, especially when faced with frustration, adversity, or negativity, because it requires intentionality, resilience, and a commitment to growth. But the rewards are profound. When you lead with kindness, integrity, and purpose, you not only make a difference in the lives of others, you also create a life filled with meaning, connection, and fulfillment, because true power isn't just about what you achieve. It's about the impact you leave behind and the lives you touch along the way, because every day and every interaction, you have the opportunity to be a force for good, to inspire change, and to make the world a little better simply by choosing to use your power in a way that uplifts, supports, and empowers. Use your power positively, because the influence you carry can shape not just your life, but the lives of those around you in ways you might never fully realize. Power isn't always about titles, authority, or control. It's often found in the choices you make, the words you speak, and the actions you take every day, because every person holds a certain kind of power. The power to inspire, to encourage, to support, and to create meaningful change in both small and significant ways. Even if you don't see yourself as powerful, your presence, your kindness, your resilience, and your ability to connect with others are all reflections of the unique influence you have in the world, because how you choose to use that influence matters more than you might think. Using your power positively starts with the understanding that your actions ripple out beyond yourself, because the way you treat people, the respect you show, and the empathy you offer can leave a lasting impact, sometimes without you even knowing. A simple smile, a kind word, or a gesture of support can change someone's entire day, while consistent acts of compassion and understanding can build bridges where walls once stood. Because power used with intention and kindness has the ability to heal, to motivate, and to bring people together. This isn't about grand gestures or dramatic changes. It's about the small, everyday moments where you choose to be a source of light in someone else's life, because real power doesn't need to be loud to be effective. One of the most meaningful ways to use your power positively is to uplift others, because when you help someone else grow, succeed, or feel valued, you're not diminishing your own worth. You're expanding the potential for goodness in the world. Encouragement, support, and belief in someone's abilities can be transformative, because there are people who might be holding on to a single compliment, a piece of advice, or a word of encouragement you gave them, using it as fuel to keep going when things get tough, because you never know how deeply your words and actions might resonate with someone else. The beauty of using your power positively is that it often creates a ripple effect. When you inspire or support one person, they are more likely to pass that energy on to others, creating a chain reaction of positivity and growth. Using your power positively also means standing up for what's right, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. Because true power isn't about maintaining the status quo or avoiding conflict for the sake of convenience. It's about having the courage to speak out against injustice, to advocate for those who can't advocate for themselves, and to challenge harmful behaviors or systems, because your voice matters. And choosing to use it for good can create real, lasting change. It's not always easy to stand alone or to be the one who speaks up when others stay silent, but integrity and courage are powerful tools that can inspire others to find their own voices. Because when you lead with authenticity and conviction, you create space for others to do the same. Another important aspect of using your power positively is self-awareness, because understanding your own strengths, weaknesses, motivations, and emotions helps you navigate the world with greater intention and clarity. When you're aware of how your actions affect others, you're better equipped to make choices that align with your values and contribute to a healthier, more compassionate environment, because power without self-awareness can easily become harmful, even if it's unintentional. But when you approach life with mindfulness and empathy, you can build connections based on trust, respect, and genuine care, because knowing yourself allows you to show up authentically for others while staying true to your own principles. It's also important to recognize that using your power positively isn't just about how you treat others. It's about how you treat yourself, because the relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for how you interact with the world. Practicing self-compassion, setting healthy boundaries, and making choices that support your well-being are all ways of honoring your own power, because when you take care of your mental, emotional, and physical health, you're better equipped to show up fully for the people and causes that matter to you. Self-respect and self-care aren't selfish. They're essential, because you can't pour from an empty cup, and the more you nurture your own growth, the more you'll have to offer to others. Using your power positively also means embracing the idea that growth is a continuous process, because no one gets it right all the time, and that's okay. What matters is your willingness to learn, to reflect, and to adjust when needed, because mistakes are inevitable, but there are also opportunities to deepen your understanding and strengthen your impact. When you approach life with humility and a growth mindset, you create space for continuous improvement, not just for yourself, but for the communities and environments you're part of, because the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. And every step you take toward being a more thoughtful, compassionate, and authentic person contributes to a better world. Ultimately, using your power positively comes down to the choices you make each day, because it's in the way you greet a stranger, the patience you show when someone is struggling, the honesty you bring to your relationships, and the integrity you uphold when faced with difficult decisions. Power isn't something you have to wait for or earn from others. It's already within you, woven into your character, your values, and your actions, because the question isn't whether you're powerful, it's how you choose to use that power. Every moment offers an opportunity to be a force for good, to inspire hope, to foster connection, and to leave the world a little better than you found it, because when you choose to use your power positively, you're not just changing the lives of others, you're also creating a life of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment for yourself.